Hello everybody, Mrs. Jones here. Good morning. I'm going to talk about sport. I love watching sport. I have some very exciting football matches to watch this week. I'm really excited that we've got the Olympics this summer. We've got the European Football Championships. Fab, I love watching it. But I got to admit, I'm actually pretty rubbish at sport myself. Not very fast, not very coordinated. Just all in all, never going to be winning a medal, I think. I want to describe a race to you. It's one of my all-time favourite running races, and it takes place in 2009. Gosh, so that's 11, 12 years ago. And I still don't think I've seen a better race since. And there was an American sprinter. Now, the sprinters are the ones who go really fast. And he was on the start line for the final of the 100 metres men's running race. So this is basically the fastest that the men run ever. And the 100 metres they can hope to do in just under 10 seconds. So this American chap, Tyson Gay, he's in great form. He crouches down at the start line. There's a lot of excitement in the air. He waits, head down. The starting gun fires. Up he goes. Gets up into his running, and he's going. He knows he's running the fastest he feels he's ever run. He can see the finish line coming. His body is feeling amazing. He knows he's gonna get his personal best, and he crosses the line and he breaks the US national record. It's his personal best, fastest time he's ever run. And you know what? He's absolutely gutted. He's so disappointed because he's come second. Because on that day, in Berlin 2009, he came up against the one and only Usain Bolt, who in that race set the world record, 9.58 seconds, never been beaten, don't think it ever will be. And so we all remember, or those of us who watched it, will remember Usain Bolt winning this amazing race with a world record, and yet no one remembers Tyson Gay came second, and that he ran one of the fastest times ever. And he was so gutted. And he was just, you could just see him, he was punching his fists with annoyance because that his best moment ever wasn't good enough. And we talked about this in Jam yesterday. We thought, how would we feel? What do we do? If that sort of thing happens to you, you tried your best and it's just, you've just come short. How disappointing it is. What do? Do you just give up? Do you think Tyson Gay walked away from athletics and never ran again? Nope. Sometimes we get knockbacks and we get disappointments in our lives, but we've got to keep going and persevere. And we did a little experiment in Jam yesterday to actually put the idea of perseverance into action. So if you don't know what perseverance is, here's a little tale for you. A tale of two frogs who were in a larder. A larder, that's like somewhere in the old days where they used to keep their food, and they found this big bucket of milk, because that's what they used to do in the old days, keep their milk in buckets, like cream, like straight from the cow, you know, from the farm. And the frogs, plop, they fell into the milk. Can't get out, can't get out. There's nothing here for us to get onto, to get out. And they're going round and round and round. And the one frog just panics and he thinks, I can't do anything about this. And he gives up and he just sinks to the bottom of the milky, creamy pot. And that's the end of that frog. But the other frog doesn't give up. He keeps going. And he does sort of frog movement swimming with his legs sticking out. And he's going round and round in circles in the butter and in the creamy bowl. And as he goes and goes and goes, he's slowly mixing and stirring that cream together. And if you keep doing that, Keep stirring it. Eventually, it'll get hard and it'll actually turn to butter. And so the frog, in my made-up story, worked so hard and just persevered in that difficult situation that his swampy, creamy thing turned into a solid lump of butter, which he could then clamber onto, recover, and then hop off. And so we did this in jam, not with frogs. We got some jam jars, and we filled it about half full with double cream. And then we started to shake. And I warned the children that we were going to have to show perseverance, because if you try this at home, and it's great fun, you're going to have to persevere. You're going to have to shake and shake and shake and shake and shake for like 10, 15, maybe even 20 minutes, depending how long you can go. And shake and shake and shake and shake. But there's a magic moment when your cream goes just thick and you think, well, this isn't doing anything. And then after it goes thick, it suddenly decides it's going to split. And you get a big lump of yellowy stuff and some liquidy stuff. Now the liquidy stuff is buttermilk. Pour that off and you're left with the lumpy stuff like this, which is our own homemade butter. Now we've added a pinch of salt into that to make it tasty, and we cooked some hot cross buns and we had it and it was delicious. So we have perseverance in our own lives. It might be something like sport or homework, getting back up on your bike and learning even if you've fallen off the first time. But we can also have perseverance in our church life as well, in our belief with God. There can be challenges that we face. Maybe God is asking us to do something which just seems too tough, too difficult. Do you remember the story of Jonah? And he was asked by God to go and deliver a message. He really didn't want to do it. He went off and he had to end up being in the big fish for 3 days. But in the end, he did it. So there might be things that God calls us to do perhaps when we're older, and it will take a bit of hard work, dedication, but stick to it. Because at the end of the day, there is a fantastic reward from God if we persevere in doing the things he wants us to do, living the life he wants us to do. And in the Bible, Paul writes about this. He's talking to other fellow Christians who are feeling despondent, downhearted. They're feeling like they just want to give up because it was tough being a Christian in those early days. And he's encouraging them to keep going. And he says, I'm keeping going. In fact, I'm leaning towards that finish line. I'm pressing on towards the goal that Jesus has for me. So my encouragement to you is, if you're finding things difficult, if you face disappointment, turn to God. Ask him to help you. Say, God, I'm really disappointed with this person who's let me down, or that I haven't been able to do this. Share those disappointments with God, and he can help me make you feel better. And then ask for his strength to persevere through difficult times and to reach those goals. Ask him what it is he wants you to do to help and serve him. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. I hope it's given you something to think about. And if any of you want to come and join us at our Jam Youth Club, where we do silly things like make butter and play silly games and have lots of fun, I've still got a few places left, so come and join us. It's on Mondays, 4:45. Info on the school newsletter. Okay, guys, I'll see you again soon. Bye.